This is Lyle. He's gonna hook it up with some toys for the Quest. He's got a storage unit. He buys vintage stuff and inherits modern stuff in that. So that one?
Yep.
Let's see what we can find. Here's the big problem, remembering which ones I've already bought. Look at this. Can we get some for the store too? Jeez. Sure. Wow, we got right in here, that's good. So you don't collect any of these then, huh? You're just all vintage?
Well, I was. The Southern trying to do a loose run here today.
Yeah.
Then he got into Fortnite, so he didn't care about it. It's all video games.
Yeah, mine's the same way.
Basically, I just kind of keep them around because
For days like this?
autograph collections and stuff, if there's an actor that trades.
Oh yeah, I bet these would be sick autographed.
Yeah, actually, they're really good.
I know a guy that he would travel around and get stuff autographed, and he would only do this line.
Now, there are some shadows in there, I believe.
Oh, heck yeah.
Have to grab them all out.
Matt Rod's rules say I can only buy 10. I love this so much.
Needed that one.
The week away freeze frame
I've had the freeze frame.
is the reason why we're not doing the full run.
Yeah.
Because I was like, there's no way you could get these on budget when you gotta get freeze frame ones. Sir, I believe this is a good one you got just in there hanging out.
Yeah, I'm hanging on to that.
Well, I don't need it, but it's just here in the box. I'm gonna set it out of the way so I don't want to smack it. Oh, really? When?
I can't remember. I had to cancel it one time.
Yeah. Did you ever play the video game?
I've seen pulse cannons and gladiator droids. I've seen Beggar's Canyon and Imperial sewers. I've seen dead ends and infinite space. I've seen 360 degrees of tomorrow, and for once, lived to tell about it. Because I've got the ultimate fighting machine.
No.
It wasn't bad. 64, I believe. Oh, really? So you had to deal with the mad rush of people?
Yes. People come in by 20 of each character. And about a year later, they were coming in
Mad?
wanting to get their money.
A year later?
Yeah. Because they didn't, they weren't.
That's fun.
There was so many master D's.
Yeah.
They were selling for $100 to take it up here for $25.
So I was 11 when it came out. And it was like I was just kind of getting into the idea of Star Wars itself. And then they were coming out, and I remember like mowing grass and all that stuff to kind of raise funds.
KD?
Toys R Us, yeah, 'cause I grew up in Kansas.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, we'd go to KD, right? I used to just be like anything, like mom and dad want to go to the mall. Like, I'll be at KD, come find me. But I'm gonna film like a segment of like the why. You know what I mean? Because it was like the first one I got was a Stormtrooper, and it was because the that's what's that?
Yeah, that's
Order 66. Yeah, the first one I got was a Stormtrooper, and it was because of my parents had already bought. My parents had already. Oh yeah, no speed through some of this. My parents had already bought all of them for Christmas, and so my dad was like, "You can get a Stormtrooper today." So it was the first one I got because he was like, "You could never have enough Stormtroopers."
There's still
Oh, we gotta get some Jawas. What do you want for him? I can do that. You saw this one? I knew you mentioned something about this. Because I know this guy always signs, and this is a...
Yeah. I like the stickers on them.
My vintage collection, I only buy them if they have obnoxious price tags. Oh yeah, we need a Vader. I found my Celebration 3 program when I went. I was flipping through it.
Where was that? San Diego?
Minneapolis.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was like right before episode 3 came out.
Yeah.
I was flipping through, looking at all of the just the ads, and the Brian's Toys ad was 2 pages, and it only had one little segment of vintage. It was all red and green cards, and he was selling transition trays for $4.99. I was like, holy shit, $500 for a... And you know people bought them too, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, we sold a transition tray on Whatnot for $25.
I hope they make a big comeback.
I think they are.
I've got so many of them, and I just kind of like...
I've been big on, like, I think 90s Kenner is the next one.
Yeah. Oh,
Like, just like anything.
I like them. They're good looking cards, man. They're the figures, some of them are kind of, the muscular.
Yeah. But just the fact that you can get them fairly cheap.
Yeah.
You can find them, which it's providing to be a little bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be.
Right.
You can find them just about anywhere. And then the age group, the kids that would have been buying these, is like...
They're getting older now.
Yeah. And so they're kind of getting into it. Like, and everybody starts with their childhood.
Yep, and they want to go back to the old days.
Yeah.
Oh, I get a card.
So I was selling them on... Yeah, I used to pay $12 for on that fucking antique store just because I was like, what a good one to start with. Like, get a long saber loop right away. Sweet. On video. Yeah, I went to Benbrook Antique Store, the Benbrook Antique Mall,
Yeah.
and they had a bunch there, and I was like, oh shit, like I didn't even have my camera. I was like, I'm gonna pull out my phone real quick and record. And it was like $20, $25. I was like,
Oh yeah, all those antique stores. Power of the Force, it's ridiculous.
you got a lot of freeze frame stuff in here, man.
I do.
Oh, I gotta get a Fett. Will you sell me a Fett?
I get those autographed a lot.
That's why I'm asking before I go for it. Never got these. They escaped me.
Yeah, so.
Nah, you keep Boba. Get them autographed. Are you gonna get them
I got
autographed?
tons of Bobas to get. Not the red card, but I got plenty. And I've got I'm trying to get them autographed so many times.
Yeah, right.
20 Daniel Logan autographs.
You're running out of Bobas to get autographed. You sure?
Yeah, I've got some.
Alright, well, if you run into a scenario where you're like, oh shit, I need a Boba autograph.
I know where to get
This stuff is just sitting in my office in the back.
Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that hunt. Big shout out to the homie Lyle. He reached out, he's an OG Empire supporter. Saw the first quest video, was like, why are you paying $12 each at antique stores? I've got a whole storage unit full of modern Star Wars stuff. He's a big time vintage collector, so it was nice to kind of talk to him about some of the stuff that got me into it, you know what I mean? Like, he got into it through vintage stuff. So we bought 10. Unfortunately, I wasn't paying attention, and I bought one that we had just previously got at another stop. So we're gonna call it 9. I'll donate that other one to Empire. It won't cost towards the budget, so we'll call it 9. Yeah, let's burn through these. First, we got Weak Way. Lyle didn't really want to get rid of this one at first because it's got a cool sticker on it. If you know anything about my vintage collection, I try to go with big price tags, so this one was cool for him to let it go for us. Lyle's big on getting stuff autographed, so that's a great piece to get autographed. All right, next we got ATS driver, green card, no hologram. Right, here's another example of them not throwing the holograms on. I love ATST drivers. I actually have a small focus with my vintage set of all ATST drivers, just trying to burn through different cards. So this one's great. I remember buying this one as a kid. All right, we've got Luke Skywalker Dagobah fatigues. Right, this one's great. Short saber, short tray, so no transition. I believe this one still came with long saber, long tray. Cool price tag on it. Like I just said, I'm into price tags. We're trucking through our are red cards, so that's nice. Utini! Get some Jawas. I love that they were a 2-pack. I believe these are actually a little bit more difficult to find in this run, but we got another example of no hologram. Right, when you see green card and the Star Wars is in gold, that means it should have a hologram. Like I mistakenly said in a previous video, red card with gold should have a hologram as well. I have yet to find any examples of those, so hopefully we can find one that proves it wrong. But knocking down the Jawa 2-pack for the quest. Alright, this is an interesting figure. Green card, hologram. This dude's name is Garandan Long Snoot. Right, I don't know if you guys remember this guy, but he's in the back. Right, you can see his footage from the film. He radioed the stormtroopers that Luke and Han and the droids were in the cantina. This is the first figure he got. He did not have a vintage figure, so this is nice. A nice pickup. I love that whenever they brought Power of the Force 2 around, they started thinking about some characters that maybe never got the love. So this is one of those. It's a cool piece. All right, we've got 4 more to go through. Now we're starting to get into some favorites. Shadows of the Empire. Look at it. Purple with hologram. Right, based off of a book, Shadows of the Empire, was also a comic book, was also a killer video game. I loved the video game. I'm not a big gamer. I had a Nintendo 64 with my little brother. Shadows of the Empire was probably one of the 3 games I played on a regular basis. And what I loved about this is it was our first taste of expanded universe. I guess it really wasn't expanded universe at the time because I believe it was considered canon, but it was our first taste of non-movie characters as toys. So we were able to get the Chewbacca, right, in Bounty Hunter disguise, which is here. We got Luke Skywalker, Imperial Guard. We can kind of see the back, right? We got Dash Rendar, whole new character. There was a Princess Leia Bausch. She had a big story arc in this. It's great. If you haven't read the book or the comic book or the video game, I highly recommend we jump onto these. All right. If you know anything about my vintage habit, I freaking love Royal Guards. This is one of my favorite characters. I worked really hard to find a carded example for my vintage collection. I know previously I mentioned I like some of the non-soft goods, but this one just, you know, it's a great figure. It looks cool, but Royal Guard should always come with soft goods. Like he needs a cloth cape. This plastic rubberish one's just not going to work. But as you can see, we got green card with hologram. Man, I want to just troop build these. I just want a ton of these and a ton of stormtroopers. All right. Darth Vader. Check it out. Lyle hooked it up. Long saber. How great is that? Like, long saber Darth Vader. Red card. One of the first, what is it? 6, 7, 8. One of the first 8 or 9. I love it. Right. I didn't hate that this wasn't soft goods. I like that you could snap the cape on and off. Mine as a kid ended up falling off a bunch just through wear and tear, but you know, he's buff like the rest of them, which is a little obnoxious, but other than that, it's a pretty great figure. I do love the long saber. I don't know why they went to short sabers. It's just a bad look. All right, last but not least, I had to do a little convincing with Lyle to give me this one. Boba Fett. Look how clean this card is. Straight. It's perfect. Right, now Boba Fett has a bunch of variants. If you look on his hand, we'll do a close-up. If you look on his hand, he has a circle on top of his hand. You could get full circle, you could get half circle, you could get one that was basically a stripe in the middle. So it was like a third of a circle, a stripe, and a third of a circle. This one is the double full circles. Right, so not bad, not a bad pickup at all. I actually thought that this one was going to be one of the harder ones to find. I fully expected it to be one of the last 5 or 6. So, you know, Lyle was a little hesitant at first because he wanted to keep it because he's an autograph collector, and this is a really great piece to get signed by any of the various Boba Fetts over the years. So I'm super thankful that Lyle allowed me to purchase this one. So, all right, that's it for this stop. So we've got 9 more down. I only paid $5 each for these. So we were a bit over budget thanks to some previous stops. This should get me pretty close to a budget. So I spent $45 on 9 of them. Man, I don't even know how many we're at right now. I'll do the little checklist thing and show you where we are, but you know, like, we're blowing through this. It has been a little harder than I thought it was gonna be to find some of these at a decent price. They are on an uptick. I'm gonna end up making a whole video about that. I went to some other stops where they were like $20, $25 and it just, you know what I mean? Like, they're cool, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. Yeah, I've got some couple stops coming up. We are gonna go to Holocron, the Mecca, hang out with Rob, shoot some videos, see if you know what I mean, see if he's got any sitting around for me. I almost convinced Lyle to sell me his expanded universe for a cool little side quest, but he wants to hang on to those, so that's fine. I can't convince anybody to sell it. So make sure you guys like this video. I'm learning that likes are just as important as anything else. While you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to Empire. We're trying to do a bunch of quest videos as well as a bunch of different videos of things we're doing in the store. We've picked up a lot of really great lots. We did some demo. We've been out hunting. You know, summertime is when it really picks up for us, where we're out and about looking for stuff. So like, subscribe, follow us on all social media platforms, and more importantly, come hang out with us in the store.